So welcome back to the channel. Kempton Park is the venue today, the 410 8 furlong handicap, and it's a decent field, 12 runners, not the greatest in terms of class, but a competitive field. And we're looking at In the Red, which is one of the top weights, but it has got a bad draw. It's drawn in 11. So why are we looking at In the Red as a possible trade? Well, Kempton Park is a little bit different than Wolverhampton or Chelmsford in that it has a cut-off point sometime just after the bend where the track opens up, and those that are in behind the leaders have a little bit more room to get through. So we're hoping that In the Red can be dropped in from the wide draw and maybe make a late surge through towards the finish. Now we're going to trade this one, if possible, round about 60. We have done a little bit of trade already, 61.79, and lay that off at 56. So if we can get up to 125, 126 potential profit, then we'll lay the horse in running at 5 to bring in a profit on the race of round about 20 to 25. There are other dangers in the race, but it seems like an open race. There's no real red hot favourites that can be say we're not going to beat that one. So if this In the Red can run a decent race, we're going to make a profit on the race. Hopefully we'll be able to cash out and see where we go from there. So that's the plan of action. We're about 55 minutes away from post time, and hopefully this will get taken at 60 and we can lay that off a little bit later. So like I say, the potential profit we're aiming for is 126, 125, and if we can get that without too much problems, then we'll be quite happy with that. So coming back to the video now with 30 minutes before the race starts, and you can see we had the £5.50 bet taken at 60, and we've put that in at 48 just to get on to our target. So if I go across level with the bet, you can see that we would have the potential profit of 126.82, and that would give us an in running lay price of 5 to make round about £25. It looks like a decent position now because we've got £56 coming in up here at 75, and we've also got a little bit of chunk of money underneath. So the chances are that this money is going to get taken. It doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes it can go the other way, but the signs are in all probability that we are going to see a downward shift to at least 48. So we're now 15 minutes away from post time, and you can see the bet's been taken at 48, and we do have our profit of, or potential profit of, 126.82 in the market. Now in the past we've looked at ways of trading in running, we've looked at hedging the market to lock in the profit, and we've also looked at the possibility of just letting the bet run. At this moment in time I'm going to throw another option into the mix, and that is what I call trading in reverse. So what we're going to do, or attempt to do here, I'm going to just get rid of the money that's already in there. So I'm going to cancel all bets. So I'm right clicking now, and you can see there's no bets in the market whatsoever. So I've got this money to play with. Now what I can do is I can put in a bet of £3 at 42. Now if that gets taken, I'll just put that bet in so you can see it. I've put the £3 in at 42. Now if the market comes down and takes that, what it means is I'm trading back up again. So once that's taken, I'll have a profit on the race of £3. But trading in reverse means that I want that to be taken, and then I want to get the £3 back on as a bet at a higher price. The point of that is to increase this potential profit. So let's just see if that comes down to the mark, and then we'll see if we can put the bet on at a higher price. So this time we're laying the bet first, but the main reason for that is we're not going to go into the red. So if you look at putting the 3 on, and that's the projection of the profits, we're not actually going into a loss on the market, so we can afford to put that lay bet in at 42 and then attempt to get a back bet a little bit higher up so that that profit increases. Now if that gets taken and the price goes a little bit further down and we can't lay it higher up, then we've locked in the profit and we're just going to leave it at that. But hopefully that'll get taken and we can put the money in a little bit higher up and get this potential profit a bit higher. So that's the fourth option in the tutorial series. Now we're going to be looking at another couple of videos before I put a cap on this level 1 tutorial for beginners, and we're going to move on to the next stage, the level 2, and it's probably going to go up to level 5. Again, level 2 is going to have possibly 20 videos, and in level 2 we're going to introduce a second race. So we're going to be looking at 2 races on the same screen and dealing with both races more or less at the same time, so we can actually double the profits that we're making if we're only concentrating on one. So it is a good idea when you're just starting out to concentrate on one race until you're quite confident that you can trade properly in a one race. And then we're going to add on the second race, which obviously increases the complexity but also increases the profits. Now the other video that I would like to make, which is going to be a little bit difficult, is what to do when things go wrong. Now when you're betting, as I am with this trading method, the problem with that is things don't go wrong very often. So I will put that video up, but it may take a while just to add that 20th video into the series, because I'm not going to manufacture a loss on the race. That would be silly. We're just going to leave it, and if it happens then it happens, and I'll put the video up. Basically what that video is going to show you is what to do when things go wrong, and 99% of the time the best thing to do is to cash out before the race. So just cut your losses and run. Don't leave the money in the market. Say you've got a £30 bet in, don't leave that in. Cash out, take a loss of £5 or £4, come back for another day. But hopefully I'll be able to show that video in next few weeks or next month, something like that. So that's the plan of action. We're going to put the 2 more videos into this beginner's tutorial, and then we're going to step up with the 2 races, and we're going to also increase the stakes and go from there. There will be another 20 videos in the series at level 2, and like I say, we're going to go right up to the expert level where we're looking at level 5, and again there'll be another series with 20 videos. Now using this reverse trade method, we can actually go into the last 5 minutes because we're not going to be in any trouble. Like we said before, we're not going to be in the red at any stage, so we can trade right up to the last minute and increase the profitability that way. So we're going to leave that in right up to the last minute, last 2 minutes, and then try and get it at a higher price. So in the past I've always said last 5 minutes don't trade, but that is only if you're backing to lay. This time we've got the profit locked in and we can lay, which keeps us in the green, and try and put the bet in a little bit higher up. So the market is pushing down now. We've had 2 of the 3 taken, and we've now had that 3 taken. So we're going to put the money back in a little bit higher up, and you can see that the profit would then increase to 143. So we're going to put it in at 48 and hope that the market pushes back up and we can increase the profit that way. So let's just see what happens. Hopefully it'll go back up. Doesn't always happen, but it may do that in this case. So pushing back up to 44. Money coming in at 46.
I'm out of here, man.
And now we've got a big chunk of money coming in there at 50. So it looks like the possibility is it's going to go down a little bit further. So we did lay it off at 42. The big chunk of money has now disappeared, so the chances are that it could go back up. So this is what's happening in the last 5 minutes. You get a lot of money coming in, and then it just goes just as quickly as it came into the market. So money coming in now at 42, 44. This is where the big money comes in and the prices start to fluctuate quite rapidly. So once that's taken at 48, we might be able to trade again at 42. Like, remember, we're never going to get in the red from this position. We're always going to be in the green. So trading is just a case of trying to improve our profitability. And now we've got a big chunk of money coming in at
Fully
44,
matched.
but straight away that was taken, and we've now increased our potential profit up to 143, absolutely no risk involved whatsoever, and we can maybe trade again at 42 and lock in a bit more profit. This time we can put that in. And you can see if that gets taken, we will still have £27 running on in the red. So we'll be in a better position all round. So we've done the in reverse trading. We put it in at 42, we backed it at 48, and we've now laid it back at 42. We're about 3 minutes away from post time, so we might be able to do it again, but we're quite happy with what we've done so far, and we're just going to leave it at that. So what we're going to do now, we're going to leave the money in. We've made a profit on the race, a small profit, but this is, like I keep saying, a beginner's tutorial. So any profit that you do make, because you're playing for small stakes, is going to start building up your bank. And we're now going to play in running with in red, knowing that we've already got a profit in the race, and we're going to put that in somewhere round about 3, I think. So we're going to put in £9, and we're going to put that in there, and that will give us a profit, if it goes down to 3, of £10 on the race. But don't forget, we could have made a few more trades at 48 going down to 42, but we're very close to post time now, so we're going to leave it at that, and we're in a decent position on the market. So let's put that in. I'll put that in at 3. Like I say, let's just put that up again, and that shows you that your potential is to make £11.40 on the race. So we're going to right click and in play keep, and that's going to be our position in the race. So just to recap, we made a few trades, we got a potential profit up. We initially wanted to get up to 126, which we did, and then we did a little bit of reverse trading. We traded a lay bet at 42, we backed it again at 48, and we laid it again at 42. In that later movement, we were in the last 5 minutes, but we were never out of the green. So we're just waiting now for the race to start, and then we'll see if in the red can get down to 3 in running. It's a big ask, but it's a possibility. So the race is off. 4 furlong markers about here, 2 furlongs is here, and the 1 furlong marker is round about there. So in the red, come down to 19.21. So just basing on that figures, it looks like it may well be running up with the pace. And now going back out to the 40 odd originally, but it did come down initially because it probably got a good start. Not looking at the race, that's just going basing on the figures. So we're approaching halfway in the race. Still hovering around the 20-21 mark, down to 18, 17.5. Just a question now of whether it can keep up this momentum and get down to our 3. Going out slightly now, 32. Going right out, 85. Again, drifting out.
Fully matched.
And there we have the match bet. So even though it went right out, we still got the money in the race, and it's actually won the race. In the red has actually won the race. So obviously that can happen from time to time. Obviously you're going to be looking at the video saying, well, if it had left the money in, we'd have had a profit of £148. But don't forget, in the past we've had horses that have not won, they've not run well, so we would have lost on the race. The main thing to remember is you're a trader, you're not a backer. So when that happens, yes, it's tough, but take it on the chin, move on. You've made a profit on the race, and it makes up for all the other times when you would have lost on the race. If you go back through the tutorial, we wouldn't have had that many winners in the races because we're trading on the outsider. So when it does happen, just take it, move on. If you want to be a bettor, that's fine, that's up to you, but it is better to trade because your bank does go up and it doesn't really come down. So that's it for this episode. We've actually picked the winner of the race, so we traded the winner of the race and we've made a small profit on it. Unfortunately, it did win the race. For us, that's always a little bit hard to take when you're a trader, but if you think of it in the long term, all the losses that you would have had before would have outweighed the money that you've made on this race. So that's it. Like I say, we're going to be having another couple of videos coming up shortly. One where we're trading one horse to back another, and the other one, if we ever get round to it, where we actually are in a losing position going into the race and we have to get out as fast as possible. So hopefully those two will be on stream, or the next one will be on stream shortly, and then we'll move on to level 2 where we are looking at 2 races. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you very shortly. So thanks very much for the people that have subscribed to the channel. If you want to subscribe, if you're not linked with the channel yet, do push the button and leave a like. If you're not understanding anything and you want to leave a comment, do that by all means. And I appreciate your time. Thanks very much for watching this episode from The Exchange Trader.